Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Guild Wars 1 Let's Play. I hope you're having a lovely weekend, or a lovely day, whenever you are enjoying this content. We're here at the Sun Spear Sanctuary, because we're going to do some of the Centaur side quests that I mentioned. I mentioned earlier in the series that I wanted to do some of these side quests here in the command post. So, I thought we might do some. We just kind of met up with the centaurs in the story, so I figured maybe we'd do some. I think there's... a lot of these guys have, like, follow-up quests, basically. After their missions, or have, like, little side quests, but... I thought we might do, the Centaur quest, just because we met them now, but also it has some relevancy to anyone who is interested in kind of like the Guild Wars 2-ish storyline, because the Centaurs are an important part of one of the race's beliefs. So with that expansion coming out, I figure, you know, maybe we'd take a little visit to what the Centaurs were like here. We fight the same war, Two Legs, against the hated War Marshal. By receiver that my people need me and any allies I gather. You have provided more trustworthy than most humans, so I ask that your aid. Will you accompany me to the ancestor tree and Turi's procession? Alright, let's go. So we've actually seen this tree. It was in the previous episode. I ran by it, so I'm gonna make our way over there. I kind of wish there was more reasons to do these side quests. Like, they kind of are semi-relevant to the story in ways that most side quests aren't, if that makes sense. It's a little bit like the Gorin and Norgu thing, where it's like, they're not necessarily related to the main plot exactly, but they are people you meet in the main plot, and their stories are relevant to the impact that Nightfall has. Or, you know, relevant to the world ending and all the issues that are being faced, whereas like normally it's just side quests, right? Like it's literally just side quests. But here, not so much. Although, to be fair, this was the first like outing into heroes, so the thing is, the heroes are more or less like permanent companions, so their side quests are kind of more relevant to the player, at least in my opinion. Or they should be, since, you know, it's a permanent member of your party, a permanent member of your team, basically. They with you throughout the entire story, whereas most side quests are given by people that you're only meeting for a short period of time, or shorter period of time. There's a couple other plot-relevant side quests. There's a quest I totally forgot about in Prophecies that gives Prince Rurik a little bit more depth, but even then it's not necessarily a ton. And I don't think this is something they actually consider or continue, excuse me, in Eye of the North. Whenever we get to Eye of the North, you'll see, but Eye of the North is kind of different. Alright, here's this tree, which is the Centaur's, like, spiritual tree. Here's Mirza Veldrunner. Oh, I thought for a second I didn't bring Zed. So you've come to aid the Centaur prides, eh? Well, don't expect much in return. The Kournans have destroyed most of what we have, leaving us low more than hides on our backs. Even now, Kourna troops plan to attack us. I wait word from my scouts. If you wish to prove yourself to my people, human, the time may soon come. Alright, now we have to do something that's pretty annoying, actually. We have to zone back and walk all the way back. Because, for some reason, the quest cannot be picked up right away. You have to rezone, which is a little annoying. But we're going to go there from a different direction, from the cemetery this time. I don't think there's a lot of enemies between here and there. But we just use this as a slight excuse to see a slightly different part of the map. But yeah, the next couple episodes are probably going to be kind of side stories, for lack of a better term. We're going to be doing probably these quests, and I might take a look on the wiki if there's any other quests I want to do from... Oh, you see the tree on the map, thankfully, so it shouldn't be that annoying to get to. That are related to any of the heroes, and then I have at least a couple other things I want to show off before we continue on with the story. You know, I want to make sure you get the full experience. This is okay, and you know, it'll be nice to have a lot of its content and stuff documented for anyone who's interested in the future, even if that's only a couple people. Because there's not a lot about this game, to be honest with you. Despite its relative popularity and the massive popularity of the second one, there's really only like 2 or 3 full Let's Plays of the entirety of the Guild Wars franchise. So now that we did that quest, there's actually a lot more centaurs chilling here. Mirza Veldrunner, half-beast, War Marshal Varish, demands you surrender. All half-beasts are ordered to the Dejarin Estate for confinement. Any who resist will be slaughtered. Fine words for a half-beast. The Kournans hold no sway of the centaur human. Here is the death of your true day. Your darkness will pass. We will be here when the true day dawns anew. You will die for that Kournan. Oh, they killed a centaur. Centaurs is the Veld. We will fight to our dying breaths to break the Kournan hold over this land. That's weird. That dialogue is actually in the wrong order. Human, you smell to my surprise of light and honor. The Kournans reek of darkness and evil. If you would stay against this darkness, stand now. Vresh has sent a full company from the Dejarin Estate. Hopefully we didn't need to pick that up. They don't give you time to read it. Varish says full company from the Dejarin Estate in reprisal for our actions. If we survive, my people will feast on corn and flesh for months. This time we hold no ultimatum over your heads. It is your choice to make. Zed is faithy, and so do we. Will you stand with the centaurs? We'll stand with you. Okay. So we essentially have to defend them as Kournans come in. Sun spears, get them. So I think... Yeah, we have to make sure Mirza survives, but everybody else can die. Also, there's a little bit of interesting lore that some people probably didn't know, but yeah, apparently the Kournans eat, or the centaurs eat humans. Which is a little, I'm not sure these are the good guys. They're morally gray. On one hand, I kind of get it. On the other hand, you're still eating people. Let's get the priest first. Is that Captain Kirk? Is that a Star Trek reference? I think that's a Star Trek reference. The entire Gandharan mission was a Star Wars reference, so I guess the Kournans just like their space shows, or their space franchises. All the other centaurs are probably gonna die, because they're way too spread out for me to actually defend. So I believe I kind of flicked through the wiki a little bit beforehand before this, and I think there's something like 7 or 8 quests. Maybe. I think it might be 6 in this little quest chain. That should keep them at bay for some time, feed my people for even longer. Rush will undoubtedly conscript more locals to compensate. The darkness still spreads even now. I can feel it in the air, earth, and water. Something has changed. Our people are like yours know this legendary Nightfall. Strange times are indeed upon us. But now you're not merely human. You're a part of this pride. I will teach you some of the old ways of my people. Some skills that will perhaps come in handy. First, please accept this token of my gratitude. Do you sense it, pride mate? Of course not. How can the two-leg know of such things? Strange stories about the plants of the surrounding regions are pouring in every day. I feel vile corruption spreading through the land, upsetting the balance of nature. It would not surprise me if the Kournas are somehow linked to this. If you humans are truly allies, then you will help us learn more about these incidents. Seek out You're a swift sight in the Sunward marches. He, one of our best scouts, will lead you in the right direction. May the spirits of the ancestor tree be with you. You can count on me. I'll get to the bottom of this. Inspecting plants might be fun for you nature-loving types. I'll pass. Alright, let's see what outpost this guy is closer to the exit of. This one. Okay, perfect. I think there's some Centaur quests that open up now, and I think there's more that actually open up like as you continue through Nightfall, like finish Vabi. So I think we'll be doing them all here, but I think you actually have to pass a certain point to get access to some of these. The vegetation here is not natural. Great demonic presence is slowly consuming the entire region, but mere words cannot describe the terrors I have seen. Go examine the suspicious shrubs that are so abundant in the region that you see the evils of which I speak. Alright, let's go find some suspicious shrubs. Suspicious shrub. The plant emits a dark aura that makes you shudder. Its corruption runs deep. Oh, Vicious Seedling. This is a model that I don't think we've seen since Prophecies. The rest of these are native to Nightfall, but I think that that kind of plant elemental is native to Prophecies, or at least not native, but at the very least the last time we've seen them actually use the model as Prophecies. Actually, there might be some of them in factions. I might be wrong about that. I think there might be some in the Echowald Forest. Alright, suspicious shrubs. Plant looks like a cross between Roses Tyrus and Phyllis Canthanera. How interesting. What? Okay. I kind of wish there was a couple more reasons to do this side quests in these games. You do level so fast that there's really not much of a reason to do side quests. But on the other hand, I don't know if I was actually playing through this story like for the first time, or like, you know, if I would necessarily want to stop all the time to do tons of side quests. Like, the pacing is probably better for it, that you can just kind of make your way through the story. Ooh. Okay, I still have summer. You know how I said like a month ago I'm going to clean out my inventory? Guess what I still haven't done. It's gonna have us running over most of this map, isn't it? Yep. This is probably the most, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Standard MMO kill quest that I've done in a while in this game. I think generally the Guild Wars Obviously, everything just boils down to go somewhere and kill something, but in general, the game tries to have a little bit more like story or substance, but this one's literally just like, is it a Lonin Jango berry bush? It's the most famous for its use of making Kourna jamba juice. Ooh, Kourna jamba juice. Sounds good. Although I guess we are getting a little side lore through what the bushes do. That's one thing I do like about this game because of the way it's designed. Like, it's something I definitely didn't appreciate as a kid, but having played a lot more other MMOs now, how much more kind of, like, story there is in the quests. It's not necessarily something I always care about, but it's nice when it's there if you want it. There definitely are still very much quests that are just like go and kill stuff, but a lot of times quests kind of lead into each other or the story of the area. Alright, more corruption. It's always the same to me a little bit. The scaling in Nightfall, it definitely feels a tiny bit off. So we're in an older area now, right? But there's still level 20 mobs. We've talked about that way back in the Let's Play, how whenever you get to Kourna, the mobs are already level 20. Despite the fact that I think we were like level 15-ish, something like that. And then I ended up getting a whole bunch of extra levels because I went to Cantha to do some stuff. It's a bushy bush. Were you expecting much else? Well, yeah. Said half of the bushes we've talked to have had demons pop out of them, so, you know. I was expecting something else, yeah. Who on earth is all the way back there? Kourna, what are you doing all the way back there? Stupid woman. Aggroing stuff, too. I think one of these is a healer. Yeah, the new Tuku bird is a healer. Alright. Suspicious shrubbery. Playmates a dark aura. Okay. How many more do we have to find? 3 more. Man, this hex is really bad for us. Actually, it's really bad for our team in general since we have 3 people who rely on adrenaline. We do have some hex removal, but not enough, probably. Yeah, we have 2 sources of hex removal. Okay, that's another crossbreed plant. It's interesting that they have a lot of these, like, not actually do anything. I kind of expected everyone to pop out a, you know, an enemy. I'm a little surprised that it doesn't. Dark aura, okay. Thank God, something I know. Killing stuff. Alright, one more. Man, the ability to not gain adrenaline sucks. Let's clear out these Hecate just in case. Just in case this last one is mobs. Let's go out these Heket. But yeah, sadly, your big, like, Sunspear grind for native Nightfall characters actually happens before this questline opens up. And I think it would have been cool if we would have got access to a lot of the heroes, like, side stories. Like, I think you don't have Zeds and then you don't have whichever hero you pick. It'd be cool if you had access to it for the final, like, last bit of Sunspear rep you needed to finish the main questline. I don't know if you remember, but it's way back in Kourna near the beginning whenever we first get to the Sunspear Sanctuary, and there was a quest where we had to get a much higher Sunspear rank in order to proceed. So we had to go around and do a whole bunch of side quests, but you don't have access to like Zeds or the other people, the optional people I was talking about. So it'd be nice if you did. Give you kind of the option of deciding which hero you want to spend some more time with. Although you do have access to like 3 or 4 of them, so you're just missing 1 or 2. What is this? Oh, it's just a pool. See if we can get there without aggroing a whole bunch of stuff. We can do this relatively quickly. We probably actually just run. Yeah, we should be fine. I always found it funny that Mers is actually alone, that there's no other centaurs just hanging out, but it's because we let them die in that quest. That's not the reason, because there actually aren't any here, even if you save all of them, but that's the headcanon, is we let them all die whenever the Kournan's attacked. The last quest. The amount of corruption of the land is worse than I suspected. What source of evil would be powerful enough to inflict such a large area? Perhaps we consider ourselves lucky. We don't know. Oh, so see that? Yeah, we get Lightbringer points, which means we have to be at least a little bit further in the story so you actually have access to Lightbringer points. Because they don't... Lightbringer points, you don't... I'm not sure you could actually earn them all the way back here, so you need to be farther in the story. But that is going to be all for today. I would like to thank you for coming out. I hope you have a great day. I will see you in the next one, and we will probably start off here so we can go through some more of these quests. We might be able to finish all the Centaur quests in the next episode. I'm not exactly sure, but we'll see when we get there. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.